everyone, it's Catherine here. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm creating this layout for the Scrap the Boys challenge for the month of November. And as you would have seen from the introduction of this video, it's a fun sketch challenge this month. And so I have gone ahead and done a bit of prep work off camera, and I decided to flip the sketch for this challenge because of the position my son was in these photos, and I just felt like it worked better having the panel down the left hand side. And I'm using the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Legendary Collection to create this layout, and I've used that beautiful rainbow paper as that panel piece. And of course I can't help but use a cut file. And this one is the Star Streak cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict. And I've sewn around the edge of that panel as well as around the white cardstock and the border piece. And so the sketch called for a couple of tags sort of sitting behind that panel, and I've used the beautiful wood grain paper, and I did also do some machine stitching around that. So I'm also backing my photos with that same wood grain, but that is using the frames that came in the ephemera pack. And I've just cut them down and I'm mounting them on foam. I also went through and picked out the title, Our Fun Star, which is a bit of a play on words. These photos of my son were captured down at the beach near our house, and he was just being silly and doing a silly little dance, and I thought it was so adorable. The look on his face is just the sweetest. So I'm just going ahead and picking out a few ephemera pieces that I thought could work in line with the sketch. So there's plenty of stars on this sketch, so I'm just placing them in the same positions, as well as my title being in the similar position, obviously flipped. And there was a couple of circle elements, and I've decided to use these two flare badges. One says "Yeah boy" and the other says "Superstar," and I thought that was quite fitting. So I'm just picking out a few of these stickers. I'm not committing to anything yet, is my usual process. So I've also got that that tag there below the title that I'll eventually do some journaling on. But I am going to use a bit of repositionable adhesive just to stick some of these things down. I'm going to try and stick it all together, and then I'll stick it down as one piece. I'm also using some more foam behind some of these ephemera pieces to pop them up and give them a bit of dimension. And I liked how this arrow kind of sat there. That was that was mimicking one of the ephemera there on the sketch. And I'm using this green star. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a color match here along that rainbow stripe paper. And this piece is says Seasons Pass. And so now, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and stick a few of these things down so that I can move it as one piece. And I'm using double-sided tape here on that foam just to adhere that to that panel piece. And once I put this down, I realize it's not overly straight, but you know, it's stuck down now. I'm not going to pull it up. So I'm using some more foam adhesive here to stick these flare badges. So while I'm sticking all of that down, I should mention there'll be links below to the Scrap the Boys challenge blog, as well as the Facebook group where you can go ahead and complete this sketch and enter the challenge for the month. On both the blog and the Facebook group, you'll get inspiration from the rest of the design team and also anyone else that enters the challenge. So go ahead and get crafting and let's try and scrap our boys. And returning to the layout, so I'm just using some double-sided tape to stick everything down here. Like I said before, I've already, stuck everything to this whole big cluster. Now I'm just using some double-sided tape just to stick everything in place. And I hadn't stuck the rest of this foam tape down, so I'm just awkwardly trying to do that. I just really find sketches a great way to get into scrapping. I use a lot of cut files, but I do love following a sketch. It gives you a place to start, but then it also gives you the freedom to kind of change and adjust from there. And although I do follow the sketch pretty closely on this layout, I have flipped it, and that's kind of made it work for the layout I'm creating. So yeah, I really encourage you to go ahead and try this sketch and see what you come up with. I'd love to see the layouts you create. So I just felt like here I needed another circular element on this side of the title. So I'm going through the clear stickers and I find this compass type sticker, and I thought that sat nicely there next to the title, and I wanted to see if I could use some more of these elements. But first of all, I'm going to stick this title down. I'm happy with that there, and I have pulled out some Stays On ink, and I'm just stamping out my date. I'll probably come back in on this layout and just do a touch of journaling on that label there. And I'm adding this sticker, You're So Silly, because Seb really was doing this silly little dance, and I thought it was just adorable. And I'm going to add a few more word stickers where I can, but I am fussing around a little bit. I decided to change out this arrow because I felt like the other one had too big an arrowhead and it was kind of covering up the words. And I try a few of these stickers in a few different places, but I'll use them on another layout sometime. I'm still just fussing around, moving a few things here and there to make it work. Nothing's quite in the perfect position. And then I'm going to take some of these stars from the clear sticker sheet and just add them as sprinkles around my few clusters. But for some reason I was having trouble getting them off the sheet, so I had to use my craft knife here just to get them off there. And I think I pick a grey and then a blue, but I do go out and change it for a bit darker blue here. And then I'm coming in with some smaller sprinkles. So I'm using these enamel dots in the grey from the Legendary collection. And I'm just going to sprinkle them around the couple of clusters just to fill in those. So I've got 2 stars and the enamel dot in those clusters. And it's following this sketch pretty closely. And then to finish off the layout, I'm using this Lindy's Gang Magical Shakers, and this is in Stormy Silver, and it adds just another little sprinkle. When I was putting this on though, I was like, oh no, have I kind of wrecked it? But once the layout's done, it really came together well. Once those magicals dry, it gives a nice little sprinkle and shimmer to the page. And I'm just using a fan brush here. For those in Australia, this is just from Kmart. So it's a fan brush that comes in a pack from Kmart. And I find it works really well with these splatters. So I'm just dabbing up those splatters, and here's a bit of a close-up. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll leave you with these close-up images. Bye!